I'm Davie.
I'm Misti.
DMWatts.
Unscripted.
Unedited.
Unapologetic.
Let's get it. What's going on, everybody? I am Davie.
I'm Misti.
And we are DM Watts. You guys, welcome to another episode of DM Watts. For those that are still with us, thanks. Thanks a lot.
It was a completely bipartisan episode. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, then go back an episode to politics.
Check out politics.
And you'll know what I'm talking
At the
about.
end of the day, if you're mad, this is what we're doing.
But we did have people write us and say, hey, you pissed me off, but you spoke the truth.
Spoke the truth. Is because we take,
and that's what we do.
As she said, a bipartisan outlook on it. Like, hey, we're not for anybody. We're about, hey, that's wrong. We think that what you did is right.
We're on the right side of right.
Right, we're on the right side of right. Right is right and wrong is wrong. Just because you're the one that
What's wrong is my husband didn't kiss me, as he does every intro.
You guys see that, how she tried to call me out?
DM Watts Podcast at gmail.com. Attention, Davie.
Whatever. Come give me a kiss.
See how that happened?
She gotta call me out. You guys may recall in previous episodes where we talk about that.
DM Watts Podcast. Look at all the socials you can find us on. DM Watts Podcast, Facebook.
No.
DM Watts
you don't get to do that.
Instagram,
you don't know.
DM _Watts Podcast.
That's great.
Twitter.
But I'm still gonna say something. And you don't get to just
God
throw me under the
knows
bus.
you will.
Yeah, you don't get to throw me on the bus like that.
It's not good your tires.
Go back to the advertisement one, guys. But anyway, hey. Yeah, as she said, all those, as she tried to get her to get out of jail free card, all those streaming services.
There's nothing free about getting out of this jail.
As we always also will say, Doge to the moon and AMC. Look, stop playing around. We still trying to get
AMC can.
I'm telling you, hey, real talk. I'm thinking about getting a Sheba license plate. Thinking about getting a Sheba license plate.
The Sheba hasn't gone up, but I feel like I need to go ahead and work on the Sheba face. Because he wants a Sheba license plate, and I'm down. I'm like, yeah, why not?
I would tell you right now, when I push Doge, everybody's like, whatever.
That's true.
And saw what happened. Yeah, whatever. I'm throwing Sheba at the same time.
Sheba.
And we, like I said, so Sheba Army, part of the Sheba Army. So, hey, like we said, welcome to another episode of DM Watch. You guys make sure you hit the like, comment, subscribe so you guys can make sure you get immediately notified when we go ahead and put together.
That's what subscribe does. If you hit subscribe, you'll get a notification in the morning, Monday through Thursday.
Truth.
And it'll say, hey, DM Watts has put up an episode. There you go. Boom. Then you don't have to search for us. You don't have to. And honestly, so our brother called us today.
Was funny.
And he was like, oh my God, because he's a truck driver. He was over the road. He went home for a bit, got back on the road, was like, okay, I'm going to catch up on my DM Watts. And so he couldn't find us.
Yeah, he couldn't find us.
And the reason why he couldn't find us is because we had, I had changed our icon picture. And so he was looking for one thing.
Oh, the picture of us with the dolphins.
And then sometimes, I'll throw up a different picture, and he was like freaking out. Even though it was subscribed, he thought that the thing had glitched.
Yeah.
And so, if you subscribe, it immediately goes there. Hygiene, Wolfpack Express.
We're gonna throw that out at Wolfpack Express. They are hiring.
They are so hiring. So and I am gonna throw this out there for him. My brother and his partner have a company, Wolfpack Express. They truck alcohol.
Okay. Toto.
Food grade alcohol. Because here's the thing, he hauls it from Iowa to Austin and then other spots. So he does, he'll haul it to someone that maybe puts it in hand sanitizer.
Okay.
Or he'll haul it to someone that does it to where we can drink it.
Yeah.
And so there's a lot going on. They're blowing up. Why are they blowing up? Truck drivers are blowing up. They are the essential. They are. And I don't care what you think. We're still in a pandemic.
Absolutely.
And it's still going up. The numbers are going up. We are at a lower curve than we were 365 days ago.
Delta variant.
But that curve is going right the back up.
Beep.
you guys need to understand, if you need a job and you need a good job,
Wolfpack Express.
Wolfpack Express.
Check them out.
I'm going to put the links up here because, of course, one, it's our brother.
Of course.
Two, good pay.
Check them out on Facebook.
To go back to another episode of education.
Trade.
It's a trade.
Boom.
If you guys wanted to learn how to be a truck driver, if you want to be a truck, if you're a retired couple, this is perfect for you guys. They love military. My brother loves military.
I saw how she looked at me and was like, if you're a retired couple, like, hey, this is something we should be doing.
You can take your dogs, take them with you.
Yeah.
But seriously, like, there are so many jobs out there right now. If you ever just thought, hey, I think I can do this, or I want to do this, or I used to do it and I want to get back into it.
Yeah.
Food is where it's at. And we're going to need you guys, because I'm telling you, and you heard it here first, we're shutting down again.
Yep.
I don't care what none of y'all say. I'm telling you, we're going to get shut down again. Right. And if you need a steady job, Wolfpack Express, driving trucks.
And that is our rant.
He needs trucks. Sorry. I took that over. I never have a rant.
I said that's our rant.
But for our brother, we gotta have that rant.
Yeah, so there it is.
I'm gonna put the link up to where you can get a hold of them. They need drivers. They need them now.
Yep. So we're gonna go ahead and get into our
you're in the fishbowl of anxiety.
I'm in a fishbowl.
And maybe I kept going on my rant because I'm not looking forward to the fishbowl.
I was sitting here in the fishbowl as she was going and going. I was like, hey, see me stirring around the topics, trying to pick one. So here we go. Let me see what I got here. This fishbowl topic thing is one of those things that we just like, oh Lord, but it's anxiety and we got to get it out of the way.
You never have anxiety with it though. That's my thing.
Oh yeah? I sure don't.
You don't.
Because I have no problem talking about nerding.
Yes.
That's what it's about.
Oh my God.
Nerding.
We were you were nerding earlier and I've got to get back into it.
Yeah.
Our son was here and Elise, his girlfriend, and Magic. Nerding.
Yeah. So let's talk about nerding. So which one do you want to talk about first? Magic?
No, I don't care.
All right, nerding.
I love all of it.
So let's talk about nerding. So, because back in the day, right, nerds were like the smart ones with the glasses and the pocket protectors.
And they always played the games that nobody else played. And they were programming their own crap.
Mm-hmm.
I was a nerd.
Everybody's like nerds. I always wanted to play Magic. Me and my brother used to go to the YMCA over in Indiana. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we used to go to Indiana. I think it was Hammond, Indiana. It was a YMCA in there. And we used to go over there and like, yeah, I love playing basketball. Me and my brother love playing basketball, but I always used to look at the guys playing Magic. I'm like, man, what the hell is this? Like a new card game? I'm like, this ain't spades. Because all I knew was spades. You know what I'm saying? I tried to learn Tonk, but you know, I could have had some more. Yeah, I tried to learn Tonk. I still got some more to learn about dominoes, but all right, cool. But anyway,
I will teach you.
She's gonna have to teach me. So, but no, they were playing Magic. Magic is a strategy game. For those that don't know, if you play Dungeons and Dragons, Magic is like literally Dungeons and Dragons, kind of like on steroids on the way, right?
Yeah, because you don't have to have a dungeon master. You don't have to do all that. You still have the dice, but it's just cards and it's strategy, and it's knowing what your pack is and who's in your cards and building that deck.
And we truly nerd out on this game.
And you have mana, which is different lands.
So you get mana, and there's 4 different type of lands. We're not gonna get fully into it, but we'll just give you a synopsis.
Which is gonna be hard.
It is.
I really love Magic.
There's 4 lands.
I've been playing Magic since '93.
Right. Magic. It's 4 lands. It's swamp, mountains, islands,
and
plains.
Yeah,
So
I almost said prairie.
Right. And so, but of those 4 islands, you have different types of card decks that will give you different creatures, different spells, different things that you can do. And so it's a matter of it is strategy.
And it's fantasy. It's strategy and fantasy.
Me and this woman right here, real quick, talk about our nerding. This is how we spent our Valentine's Day.
Yes.
We played Magic with each other for 12 hours. Her Valentine's Day gift came. Her edible arrangements, we got her. And we sat there, ate chocolate strawberries and pineapple and pizza.
Oh my God, it was the best
ever. And we nerded out for about 12, 13 hours.
Robe on,
in our robe.
No makeup, both of us in a robe.
Magic.
And
call it what
magic.
you want, but that's us.
And one of our sons kept walking through the house going, "You guys are still here? Yeah,
Mhm.
get out. This
Get
is
out. It's our
Valentine's
day.
Day.
Yeah. That's what we
Bye.
doing. But yeah,
No
so
judging."
yeah, so but like that's how we, nerding though, right? So a lot of people look at
Nerding
that
is
stuff like,
great.
oh, you guys are nerds,
But nerding is also video games.
right?
It-
But let me tell
it's-
you, go ahead. Oh no, I was gonna say, let me tell you the thing about the people that you looked at as nerds before. The Elon Musk, the Jeff Bezos. The nerds, right? Who cares, right? The nerds, the Bill Gates, the nerds,
The Wozniaks.
yeah, the Wozniaks. The ones you threw spitballs at, and paper clips at. Nerd, you never gonna get any girls. Yeah. So let's talk about it, because nerding, to tell you the truth, at the end of the day, those are probably the ones that can figure out chess, Othello, strategize on games like Magic, and so on.
Yeah.
Those are your big businessmen.
Well, and they're also
Those
the
are-
ones that created
And
those
those are
things.
the
I
other
mean,
ones that
let's
create
be
those
honest.
things.
They created
Those
the
are the
video
big-
games that you're playing.
that you're playing right now.
They created the CGI. They
The iOS. They're the reason that or the OS.
the OS.
The reason that those terms actually mean something. The people you used to make fun of in school. How do you think those friends of Bill Gates feel now?
But were they friends if they were
Yeah.
calling him a nerd?
Yeah, true. Those people used to pick on
But
him.
were you, so you wanted to play that, you never got to play D&D. I'm the nerd that was at the library playing D&D because
Dungeons and Dragons, for those who know
if
what D&D
my
is.
mother found out I was playing D&D, she would have shot me. I love you, mama, but in the time frame of D&D, everybody thought it was demonic
And it's
because it said Dungeons and Dragons.
so let's go ahead and look
It's
at it.
not.
Man. Like a lot
It's
of things
not
a lot of
good
games
at
out with
all.
strategy. You know what I'm saying? They're strategy.
It's a
Dungeons and Dragons is strategy.
It's a strategy
It is a
game, and you have to
strategy
have
game.
a dungeon master
You gotta.
and somebody. That means somebody has to be quick-witted, quick to think.
Yep.
They've got to be able to tell you what the actual story is, and
Yep.
if you're whatever thing you're saying, they'll sit there and go, "Oh, well, all of a sudden you've hit a wall, and it's 30 feet thick and 20 feet high." And you're like, "I'm an elf. I can scale this." And they're like, they roll a dice and they go, "No, you can't, because this happened." They have to be on the story. This isn't written for them.
Yeah.
So it's creating that imagination.
Mhm.
And that's what nerding is to me, is imagination.
Yeah.
And if I had great graphics, if I was still that nerd, I'd sit there and have the SpongeBob rainbow right above me right now.
And the thing is, I will tell you one thing. Okay, our dog, she can never just let us
You
have
didn't
our
bring
moment.
the treats down.
Oh, I'm sorry. She gonna have to also.
She's
just
like, "Mama, I'm a nerd.
yeah, I'm a nerd for them treats.
I get A's in my classes."
Yeah. So it's all good. But no, like she said, Dungeons and Dragons, that was a huge nerd thing. But I
That's
also have to
great.
say something about nerds, right? So not so much nerds, but I guess that goes kind of with the gamers episode, but nerds at the same time. Call of Duty players. Call of Duty, Call of Duty with the there's a spot on Call of Duty where you have to look and the guy in the AC-130 shooting people with the airplane. You know what I'm saying, and so on.
Really?
And it's like, yeah, there's a part on Call of Duty. I want to say it's Call of Duty, and there's even playing games on your phone, like where you're shooting zombies through an AC-130. Look it up. You don't know what AC-130 is. Hey, they bring the pain. Shout out to my homeboy. He know who he is and flying it. But anyway, real talk.
Bring the pain.
Right. Those nerds, those games. We have jobs in the Air Force called sensor operators. We have jobs in the Air Force that are UAV pilots. It's unmanned aerial vehicle pilots that literally looks like a video game.
Drone.
Yeah, drones.
Yeah.
I guess I should have said that. Sorry.
It's fine.
Yeah. How about
I
the people that
decoded it.
Here's the thing. So those people who look at other people who have a drone as a nerd, there's nobody doing
But
that
they're
stuff. Like,
not.
but they're not.
But they're
How much money
not.
can you make flying a drone for the Forest
Oh.
Preserve? Going like, yeah, look it up.
Even Amazon.
Even Amazon.
That's a thing.
Mhm.
But nerding isn't specific to games.
It's not. I
Like
just
you're
do that. I
saying.
just do that.
Yeah,
I
but
just
like
do that
you're
one thing out
saying
there.
with military, like there's a place for everybody.
It is. It is. And when you have that, when you have that niche, that you are a strategic thinker. Because when you play a game like Dungeons and Dragons, or when you play a game like Magic, you are thinking 5 steps ahead, or even chess.
You have to, yeah.
You're thinking 5. Okay, so
Chess,
if I
you
do
have
this,
to.
because
We never played chess.
We never played chess.
We need to play chess.
But since being introduced to Magic, when I play our son, I have to be like, okay, I don't know what deck he's bringing out. And so when I pull out a deck and I have to be like, okay, if I do this, if he has this type, how will I counteract that?
Right.
And you know what I mean? And don't get me wrong, sometimes it's like yippee-ki-yay, mother, but then I throw it out there and that's just that.
You went full die hard.
I did. I went full die hard out there. But you know, when you talk about nerding, but let's go back even further, not just the strategic thinkers, the people who used to do their schoolwork, who got straight A's, remember? At one point in time, those were the nerds. Those were the nerds. Yeah, I look, here's the thing.
He would have been cheating off my test.
Absolutely. And trying to get a number at the same time.
It's not because you weren't smart, because you were. It's because you just
I was lazy.
Have the time.
No, let's just go ahead and do it. I was lazy. I was smart, but I was lazy.
You were too busy beeping yourself and hanging
together.
out with the girls.
Hey, look now. That's a true thing. I wasn't the only one doing it.
I'm saying.
I wasn't the only one with page myself.
You were
I know I wasn't.
running back.
Whether y'all want to admit it or not, there are other people out there that did it. But
page me 911.
Yeah, so I thought we could get off that topic and go back to nerding. I didn't think that people need to hear about that.
Yeah.
But
nerding is like I said, it's much more than just games. I mean, even so our son was here and he brought in his extensive film collection, his camera collection.
He has a collection of cameras from like the 50s.
Makes me so proud.
Yeah, and I think one of them was from the 20s, right?
Yeah,
so he had a
remind me to talk to you about that.
I thought it was. He had one of those cameras that was,
and it's the pop out,
right?
It has the thing, and you have to put it at the waist.
You have to put it at your
waist, and you gotta look in it. It's crazy.
But here's what is so interesting about it: that when we talk about nerding, and in this situation with the films, is that he doesn't just have it; he can explain it to you.
Yeah, and he
doesn't just have it as a collector's item, and he has it. He can explain it. He can operate it. And we sat down here with a filming reel that was made from the 50s that he had bought from a garage sale.
It was a brownie. And
he
it's
had bought
in
from
the
a
box,
garage sale.
Brownie. The handheld brownie.
Yeah.
And then the actual reel to reel.
And he had figured out how to operate it.
Yeah.
He knew how to. We sat down here, plugged the thing up, and he was like, look, I don't know who the hell this is, but look. On the reel was like cowboys, and we just sat here just watching it because we were in awe of the fact that you had that discipline to sit down and figure out how to do it. And he's telling us about it. And he's excited. I have no idea what the hell he's talking about. You know what I mean? I'm like, does it work?
But it's also it's that nostalgia of America. Right. It's that technology that was there in 1962, 1958. Right.
Now imagine the self-discipline. And imagine the amount of nerding out that you had to do to sit down and figure
all
that out.
And that's the thing. And then, like, you know, he and I just went to the store real quick. And it was our talk. You want to talk about nerding? In the 15, 20 minutes we were gone, it was, okay, so what are you on? What podcast are you listening to? What are we talking about? And then we had that mind link thing because, of course, you know, he's our son. And I'm like, I started to ask him about software for editing.
Yeah.
And he just automatically was like, oh, by the way, I just got editing software. And I was like,
there you go.
This is the kid because he's my nerd. And I apparently raised him to be one. And I'm very proud.
And hey, there's nothing wrong with that. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, you know, the people that you viewed as nerds back in the day, it's funny how as they got older, you realize they weren't nerds. They were just incredibly smart. Nerds is a term that people will look at like you're punished for being smart. It's a derogatory term for being smart. What? And then we flipped it and we're like, no, well, I would love to be called a nerd.
I was called a nerd so
I would
much.
love to be called a nerd. No, I mean, because at the end of the day, you know, you have to think about a couple of things. Like I said earlier, Elon Musk was probably called a nerd. Think about it.
No, do you think?
Absolutely. Nobody's trying to sit here and first and you know what? Let me go ahead and play devil's advocate here. I'm looking at a standpoint like he was talking about going into space when he was 15 years old. But maybe he was. But at the same time, back then there was things that we couldn't even fathom. Think about it. Think about Bill Gates or Wozniak talking about a computer. You're like, what? Get out of here. Think about the invention of the cell phone. When we go from pagers to cell phones, somebody had to think that up.
My first computer was a Tandy circa 1983-ish, 82, 83. And we had to program it for it to even say, like, it was like 100 pages of programming and a good 5 hours just so it would be like, hello, Miss D.
And you told me about that.
It was, it was a DOS system. But and it came with this huge freaking book, and it was, Tandy, which was Radio Shack.
Yeah.
But you move on and you go through and you hit all that technology, and watching this film that, our son brought over on this reel to reel from the late 1950s.
Yeah.
In pristine condition.
Yeah. Great condition.
And you're like, but that was the technology back then. And here we are talking to you guys that you're just at work or wherever in your car, and you're hearing us, and it's like, that's nerding. Like, that's what that is that leap. And we were, some of us are always called nerds at some point in our life. It doesn't matter what. It doesn't matter what your subject is, what you're good at. Somebody has called you a nerd.
Yeah. And there's nothing wrong with that, because my nerding was anything to do with science. I was all about it. They were and anything to do with radio and TV. I love the editing.
Love radio and TV.
I love radio and TV.
I know you did.
I was all about the editing.
And you love planes.
Yeah, and
you love schematics of planes.
Yeah.
And as I'm looking over a sea of schematics. But
I grew into that. I grew into that.
But you still
my radio,
loved
TV,
it.
and acting, and just getting out there and being on a camera.
Right.
That was the thing. But at the same time, you have to look at it and be like, look, the new nerding, our son with, hey, look, I like this. And he wants to get into welding. You know what I'm saying? Our son's nerding out on auto mechanics. All of them want to do auto mechanics. You know what I mean? And so those things, heck, even our daughter, because everybody has things that you nerd out on, right? Our daughter wants to do something with nursing. Any way possible wants to do something with nursing, right? There's everything, the nerding is acceptable. Everybody has their own way of nerding.
It's become a term of what you are
passionate about.
Yeah. That's a good way of saying it.
Yeah, what you are passionate about.
So,
podcast. We podcast nerd out. DM Watch podcast. Podcast nerd out.
But I was the kid in the glasses, the big glasses with the curly hair that was out to here, and just had this really weird boyish figure when I was a teenager. Well, not even a teenager, but a young tween. And I was the tomboy.
Yeah.
So I was, nerding from back then.
Yeah.
To nerding now, it's acceptable. And that trips me out.
Yeah.
Because
hell, look at it nowadays. You're right. It's 100% acceptable to nerd. The tomboy thing is 100% acceptable.
It's amazing.
Yeah, they even push it to some people, but hey, you know what I'm saying? But the thing is, though, this woman here nerds out on a lot more than what she likes to. She nerds out on art. She nerds out on art.
God, I love
There's
art.
so many times she's tried to explain to me about art, and I'd be like, it's nice.
What about theology?
Theology.
Religion.
We will save that for another fishbowl
I am
topic.
A nerd for religion
and
apologetics.
It's in the fishbowl. It is in the fishbowl.
I can't wait.
Yeah. So when that comes out, that'll probably be in it. We'll probably have to do another disclaimer on that one.
You'll probably have to do a 2-part episode, because I'm going to sit here and preach.
Look, when religion comes out of the fishbowl topic, you guys are going to see it up. It's going to be up. Misty's rant part 1, religion. Misty's rant part 2, religion.
Here's how bad my nerding for religion is. I love it so much that this man gets a daily scripture sent to his phone, and I'll be there.
And then we
look it up.
Then we decipher
it. What do you think is happening at that time? Do you know the history behind that? Do you know what chapter that's coming from?
Yeah.
What classification is that chapter? That's how much of a nerd I am for religion.
But here's the thing. I think the biggest statement that we can get out of nerding, even with what we just talked about with your theology, question everything.
Oh, you have to.
You have to. Nerds question everything.
You have to.
Which is why the board games of theology and
Yeah.
religion and all that is so stimulating to nerds, because it's literally, look, I think it's a privilege to be labeled a nerd.
Absolutely it is.
I seek it out to be labeled a nerd.
Absolutely it is.
You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, I can study my degrees just to be like, look, I need this label. I need to be labeled a nerd. You know what I'm saying? But it's to be, you question everything. Question the why and everything.
Yeah. You okay?
Yeah. Hiccups.
Okay. Why?
Y'all see what she did there?
And
this is a snippet. This is the snippet for the preview of the episode.
That's
right
the
there.
one I'm taking.
Yeah. But hey guys, that's we get on nerding. One of the things I will say for both of us, we are proud to have the label as nerds.
We are.
You know what I'm saying? Amongst all the other labels that we get. A-holes, whatever.
Yeah.
We're proud of those titles. So, and that's the things. Nerds think different. And the thing is, nobody will understand you as nerding until all of a sudden you're on TV or some billionaire, multi-millionaire.
Be proud.
You question
Be a nerd.
You dare to question it, and you dare to continue questioning it until you achieve something different.
It's not like it used to be.
Exactly.
Now it's accepted, but even then, be a nerd.
Be a nerd. Even a genius has some questions.
Whatever your passion is,
Tupac.
find out.
No?
Tupac was a nerd.
He was a nerd. You know, the man studied dictionaries. Look it up. It's true.
That man,
he studied dictionaries.
It's poetry.
He is a poet.
He's a poet.
Everybody like he was a gangster. Look,
no, he's a poet.
Tupac was a straight nerd. Whether you guys want to believe it, this dude had an art. And guess how he got the art? It wasn't natural. He had to study.
Of course.
Heck, my favorite rapper out right now is DaBaby. You think it just happened? It did not. But that's just, he had to nerd out on something. But Lil Wayne had to nerd out on something.
DaBaby is a nerd. He went to a great school.
He went, he is very educated. Very rugby. He did rugby. DaBaby did rugby.
Come on now.
Shout out to DaBaby. We're gonna hashtag you in this. But I'm just saying, like, hey, real talk. But we're gonna go ahead and
we're gonna wrap it up.
Wrap it up.
But we're gonna say it with be a nerd.
Be nerd.
Proud. If you're good at something, learn everything you can about that something. Be a nerd for that thing. Or just live out loud and be passionate and play your games. We love card games. We love everything about it. I'm not good at spades, but that's because I don't know spades.
But
I was playing D&D.
She's getting good at the Martin trivia game. So let's go ahead and get that out the way.
It's Martin.
Duh.
There's nothing to...
That's my baby. That ain't the baby. That's my baby.
You go, boy.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Anyways, we're gonna wrap it up now.
We're gonna wrap it up, guys.
We need to go upstairs.
We need to get out of here, guys. So you guys know what it is, dmwatchpodcast@gmail.com. You can find us on the streaming services.
And speaking of nerding, we're going to be having a website soon.
Yeah,
an actual website.
There's gonna be, we got a few things in the works.
We do. We have a lot going on in the works because I'm nerd, you're nerd.
Absolutely.
And we gotta have more stuff.
You guys stay tuned.
Let us know what you're nerding out on. Let us know what you think about being a nerd, if you were a nerd when you were a kid, and if you're a nerd now.
dmwatchpodcast@gmail.com. So you guys go ahead and check us out. Send us an email. As we like to say, Doge to the Moon, AMC, regardless of what we say, we are still apes. And we will 100% be a part of the Sheba Army. And that's what, okay, I saw the look.
It's fine.
It's an 8 thing with the AMC.
Yeah, I'm having a hard time with the AMC nerding thing right now. Anyways.
Sheba Army, you guys know what it is. Like, subscribe so y'all can stay up to date on our episodes, okay? Hey, but thanks a lot for everything. Thanks for the support, guys. Signing off for DM Watch on Davie.
I miss you.
Y'all know what it is. Take it easy. Please take care of each other, all right? Peace.